Right, to this now, various groups have told Parliament's Joint Standing Committee and Select Committees on Finance that a proposed 0.5 percentage point increase in VAT should either be frozen or scrapped. It follows Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana's budget earlier this month, where he said there's a need for more revenue to be collected in order to fund government's priorities. Let's speak now to Newzroom Afrika's Juniour Khumalo, who has more from these public hearings, and he joins us live from Cape Town this evening. Juniour, good evening to you. Let's go into these hearings. Exactly what is the argument about whether or not this proposed VAT increase should go ahead or perhaps be scrapped?
Indeed, Xoli. I think let's start here. So when the finance minister proposes or tables a budget, that is the first of quite a long line of events that take place until that budget itself has to be passed. So one of those events that need to happen is this sitting where the public is also involved in that debate around the budget and what has been proposed, especially by the finance minister. So usually because the ANC was the majority party, it seemed like a seamless project, basically, of passing the budget. But this time around, because the ANC does not have the numbers, what the public as well as the other opposition parties have to say has to be taken into consideration. Today, quite a number of organizations, about 23 in total, those including the South African Taxation Association, the South African Chartered Accountants, the World Health Organization as well, and many other organizations, including the ANC's own alliance partner, Cosatu, basically most of them saying that they are not in agreement with this proposed 0.5 percentage point increase in VAT. So that is what most of the organizations have said. They believe that the minister should actually look at other avenues when it comes to possibly increasing revenue. They have proposed that he should not increase VAT, but he should actually increase corporate tax. There should be an introduction in the wealth tax as well, according to these organizations. But some even going as far as saying that there should be an increase in the sugary drinks tax, as well as when it comes to the vapes that a lot of young people use, should be taxed as well, so that there can be that increase in the revenue. Those were some of the suggestions. But let's just take a listen to what Cosatu, the ANC's own alliance partner, had to say about this.
The VAT hike, and we appreciate it's less than the 2%, but we still feel a VAT hike, it hits the working class especially, who are just simply drowning in debt, struggling to survive, and so forth. We're also concerned about not adjusting the tax brackets for lower middle income workers, who again are struggling just to cope with the rising costs.
Matthew Parks there just indicating that Cosatu still does not agree with this proposed 0.5% increase in VAT, but also a surprise presentation was also made by the Democratic Alliance. Its member of Parliament was also there, who also said that they are still not finding each other when it comes to those discussions between themselves and the ANC. Surprised because they are part of that government of national unity, and one would expect then that these negotiations between the Democratic Alliance as well as the ANC would take place privately and not have to see a member of the DA coming to such a platform to express that sentiment that they are still not finding each other. But also there was another proposal that instead of talking about what has already been presented by the finance minister, given this coalition existence now, the political situation right now, there actually should be talks around how to ensure that should there be a stalemate between coalition partners, how does South Africa then move forward? Let's take a listen to one of the presenters there from the Public Economic Project, what they had to say about this.
One is regarding how budgeting is being made in what is effectively a hung parliament. Despite us calling this a government of national unity, it is, if for all intents and purposes, a hung parliament. And so if Parliament isn't able to pass a budget, it raises questions about budget making South Africa's fiscal institutions and their durability, and they've been durable for the past 31 years up until February 2025. A legitimate coalition or a legitimate government must be able to pass a budget. And without cabinet backing, the budget loses its status as a national policy plan, leaving the Minister of Finance and the Treasury in a bit of a pickle.
Juniour Khumalo, let's wrap it there. Thank you very much. We're going to have to watch the space and see where things go with this budget. Is Parliament ultimately going to give it the stamp of approval?